Hey, good day, everybody. It is Monday, the May 11th. It's at night. I thought I'd just give you a little update on what we've been looking at in the room. We've had some decent trades on, caught some of this Nasdaq rally. Last time I posted, we were trading Soxal, Korea. We're still involved there. Today I bought Camco early as a surrogate uranium play. I like this. I'm also today right here. I'm looking at it just for fun, as if somebody bought it in yuan, and that it's a nice looking pattern. I want to see here if it holds and goes. Here's just a straight picture of Camco. Uranium looked good out of the gate this morning. Some of the names looked a little bit better, like Uranium Energy Corp. I like the energy plays that go along with this, which was GE Vernova, which is getting ready to go again. I mean, they put in a really nice low today. That was one of the first things I noticed, and called out to the room that this was, a buy with known risk right away out of the gate. Along with that, Generac was already moving. I didn't want to chase that, but GE Vernova was the one that had the best trade location. There's another name I've been involved with for a long time, and this was Financial Repression Authority pick, which is Ballard Energy. Hold on, I can't type, I guess. There it is. So this is retraced to a decent level to hold again. And I like this when it comes back and you can get some trade location. You go out on the time frames, it's still hanging in there. It took off a couple of weeks ago. On a monthly, I had 480. If it starts getting above 480, this is going to go again. As far as the AI trade goes, you really want to pay attention to the Nasdaq Swissy, which one of my former buddies, it's one of his favorite spreads, shows demand from tech names, the Swiss franc. Now you have to look at this in a couple of different ways, and I'm going to show you that one, you need to modify your spread bars for the weekly spread bar and go down to a daily. And even on the monthly, you might want to go to a 60 period average just to see if it cleans up the chart a little bit, because it puts in more data. So that's something you want to do, because if you start going out to a quarterly chart, there's less data coming in off of that chart. So it's getting close up here to initial target and resistance. If I look at it on a daily, using basically the same swings, on a much more compressed data, there's more data in this data set. You can see where it's running in a little bit of trouble up here. So it's just a good place to take a breath. And the only thing I was looking at today was adding gold, silver, anything I could against the S&Ps. So a couple of things I was looking at is gold bonds started a breakout on the daily. and I like that, even though the gold was the wrong way on the spreads all day long. You know, I didn't even look at the gold because platinum was leading. You know, then I looked at long S&Ps, short gold. And you can see last Wednesday where, you know, I bought some more gold because the S&Ps were starting to running into this 200-day moving average in the spread, and you were starting to see big bounces in the gold. Now tonight, you're seeing the spread collapse through momentum, and gold is caught a bit to the upside. It's not high enough yet. This is the gold point figure right here. It has to get higher than this to go again, and then you get another couple $100. So this is where the focus has mainly been. Long silver, been long silver since, you know, around $73. Those are the micros. I'll show you where we got in. May 7th, I think, is when we really took a look at, May 6th, May 5th, 6th, that Wednesday low in the silver. I bought it back in here and the week before, and I'm still in it, and I'm looking for this to go up over about closer to $91.50 on this swing. You know, it's just a matter of which one leads on what day. So I'm staying in the metals. I think this whole lead up into the end of this week with the summit in China, you know, the writing's on the wall. The RMB, the yuan, has been in a strengthening phase, and it's starting to go again. And as this goes down, the RMB is getting stronger. Where this can go back to, when you see a high like this, all right, this low was in 2014. The top was last year in April, and it's been strengthening ever since. This is a quarterly chart. This isn't just going to stop. This is a trending chart. So going into this meeting, I'm looking for the grains and the metals and all the resource, the entire resource trade basically, to stay firm in yuan terms. So that's my short-term look and what I'm looking for. It's whether you denominate oil in yuan, you better keep an eye on the spreads because that's what's running the show. So every day, you know, we start out at 7 o'clock in the morning. I run a room. You're more than welcome to come into the judge room for a trial. I record the room in the morning, and after the first 30 or 40 minutes, when we've kind of basically gone over any of the early trades we're looking at in the futures, and sometimes some of the names and indices, you know, we talk to our futures group, and then we come back in and have another session just before the New York Stock Exchange opens and see how that goes. So if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome.